Hello students, welcome to my physics class. This is Shumi Roy from Techno India Group Public School, Shiliguri, and today we are going to do awareness science solution of chapter Winds, Storms and Cyclones. In our previous class, we have discussed very short answer type questions. In this class, we are going to discuss short answer type questions. So the first short answer type question, that is question number 21, is explain why holes are made in hanging banners and hoardings. So as we know, air exerts pressure and wind blowing in high speed may break or displace many things. And if holes are made in hanging banners and hoardings, then air can pass through these holes, which reduces the air pressure exerted on the banners and hoardings. That is why holes are made in hanging banners and hoardings. So you can see in the picture clearly the holes are made. These holes are made to reduce the pressure which exerts on that. Okay, the air can easily pass through the holes and it will exert a less pressure on the banners so that the banners will be upright. Question number 22 is state two observation or experience which tells us that air exerts pressure. So there are many experience which tells us that air exerts pressure. We are going to take two simple examples. Firstly, we have experience that when we blow a balloon, the balloon becomes tight, and if we try to fill more air, then the balloon will burst after an extent. This happens because air exerts pressure. So you can say a balloon gets inflated due to the air pressure. Now one more example is doors and windows. The frame of doors and windows, they start moving. The movement of hinges of windows and doors of our house when wind blow in high speed. This also happens because of air. Okay, because air exerts pressure on the windows and doors, and because of that they start moving. Question number 23, explain why when air is filled into a balloon, the balloon gets inflated. So when we put air in the balloon, then the number of air molecules in the balloon increases. As we are blowing the air, so the number of air molecules in the balloon increases. These air molecules causes collision with the rubber walls of the balloon and create air pressure. So what they will do, they exert a pressure on the rubber thin boundary, and the air pressure acting on the thin rubber walls of the balloon from inside causes the balloon to expand and get inflated. So because of the atmospheric pressure, the air pressure and atmospheric pressure, the balloon takes a shape and it becomes inflated. The next question is, why does the air filled in a bicycle tube keep it tight? So the air filled in bicycle tube keep it tight because when we fill air into it, then the air molecules inside the tube collide with the walls of the tube and exerts air pressure. So and because of that only the tube takes a shape. Next question, explain why a bicycle tube overfilled with air may burst. A bicycle tube overfilled with air bursts because the air pressure in the bicycle tube increases too much. Just now we have learned that the air which we fill in a bicycle tube, it exerts a pressure, and when we overfill the air, then there will be more pressure, and because of the pressure that tube can burst. Next question, explain why we have to fill air into a football to inflate it. So there are in football there is a football tube. It's a tube which is there inside the football. So we have to fill the air in the tube. You can see in the picture the tube of the football. We have to fill the air in the tube so that firstly the tube takes the shape, and after that this will act as a covering. Okay, so we have to fill air into the football to create air pressure so that the air pressure acting on the rubber walls of the football from inside causes the football to expand and gets inflated. Next question, why do the leaves of trees, flags and banners flutter when the wind is blowing. So again here the air pressure is the reason. Okay, the leaves of trees, flags and banner flutter when the wind is blowing because the air flowing around them exerts pressure on them. That exerts pressure on them, and because of that only they flutter. Next, what conclusion do you get from the fact that it is easier to row a boat if there is wind coming from behind you? Okay, so the conclusion which we get, okay, which we get that the blowing wind exerts pressure, means the blowing wind means nothing but moving air exerts pressure on the boat in the direction of their motion and helps it move forward. So it becomes very easy for us to row if the wind is coming from behind us. Okay, so the conclusion is that air exerts pressure. Next question, what conclusion do you get from the experience that when you fly a kite, the wind coming from your back helps? The conclusion do we get? The wind coming from our backside strikes the kite and exerts pressure on the kite to make it fly higher and higher. So again here, because of the wind pressure, okay, the conclusion is that wind pressure, that it is the pressure which exerts on the kite and it becomes it flies higher and higher. Next question is, what is meant by saying that air expands on heating? So this is one of the important question. When air is heated, its volume increases. You can easily see in the picture. See, in the first picture, the air which is present in the balloon are cold, and when it is become hot, when we started heating it, the molecules become hot and they started moving here and there, and as they were moving here and there, they are colliding with the walls of the balloon also, and it is changing the shape. So by this we can say that when air is heated, its volume increases because now the particles gains energy and they start moving here and there, so they increase the volume of the air increases. So, and it occupies a bigger space. So we say that air expands on heating. As they occupy a bigger space now, so we say that air expands on heating. Next question, why does hot air or warm air rises upward? This is because hot air is lighter than cold air, so rises upwards. So just now we have discussed, as hot air occupies more volume, so its density becomes very less and it becomes very light. So always hot air rises upwards, and whereas cold air, which are more dense, they sinks down. Next question is, explain why smoke always rises up. This is because smoke is produced by the burning of substance. Therefore, smoke is always accompanied by hot air. So, as we know, a smoke is produced when we burn something, and if you are burning something, means you are making the air hot. Now means a smoke is nothing but a hot air. So as we know, warm air is lighter than cold air, so smoke also rises upwards. You might have seen this type of thing. Okay, smoke always rises up because smoke is a hot air. Next question is, would you like to buy a house having windows but no ventilator? Explain your answer. The answer is no, because warm air of the room rises up and it will pass through the ventilators. This question we have already discussed in NCERT also. So you can see the ventilators, and these ventilators are made near the ceilings, so that the hot air, the rising hot air, can go easily, pass through easily from these ventilators. So it is always recommended to buy a house which are having ventilators. So these ventilators, the picture you can see, these ventilators are very important. Next question, what is the main cause of wind movement on the surface of the earth? So the main cause of wind movement on the surface of the earth is uneven heating of the earth. Okay, so uneven heating of the earth is the main cause of wind movement on the surface of the earth, and we know that this is due to two reasons. The first is uneven heating between equator and poles, and uneven heating between land and water of ocean. Okay, so these are the two main reasons. Uneven heating of earth is the main cause of wind movement on the surface of the earth. Next question. The uneven heating of the earth which produces wind can take place under two situations. What are these two situations? Just now we have discussed the two situations are uneven heating between the equator and poles of the earth. So as we know, the equator receives the maximum heat and poles receive the minimum heat. So there is an uneven heating between the equators and poles, and this is the first situation due to which wind is produced. And second is uneven heating of land and water of ocean. This also we know that there is an uneven heating between land and water in different seasons. In summer it is different and in winter it is different. So this is the second situation, uneven heating of land and water of ocean. So these two are the situation, that is uneven heating between equator and poles of the earth and uneven heating of land and water of ocean are the two situations due to which winds are produced. The next question is, describe how winds are produced by the uneven heating of earth between the equator and the poles. So firstly, before this we have to remember that our earth receives different amount of heat at different places. So when we compare between equator and poles, these parts of the earth receive different amount of heat from the sun. So let us discuss the answer. The region close to the equator of the earth gets the maximum heat from the sun. So the region which are close to the equator, they get maximum heat from the sun. So the air in the equatorial region gets heated and becomes warm. So as it receives maximum heat, so the air in that region becomes hot and they move upward. As we already know, the warmer air rises upwards. The warm air rises in the equatorial region of earth, creating an area of low air pressure. Now, as we know that warm air is always accompanied by low air pressure, means all the warm air has rised up. Now, it will create a pressure area of low pressure. Okay, the cooler air from the region of up to 30-degree latitude belt on both the sides of the equator rushes towards the equator to take the place of warm rising air. So as we know, compared to equator, the 30-degree latitudes on both the sides, that is north and south, they are cooler. Okay, the air which is present in the 30-degree latitude belts are cooler. So what happened? The cooler air moves towards the equator from both the sides. So as we know that air moves from high pressure region to low pressure region. So here the 30-degree latitude on both the sides are the high pressure region. So the air from the high pressure region moves toward the low pressure region, which is the equator. Now this makes the wind to blow from north and south direction towards the equator. Again, the air at latitude of about 60 degree on both the sides of the equator is warmer than at the poles. So the warmer air at about 60-degree latitude rises up, creating region of low air pressure, and cold air from the polar region rushes in to take its place. This makes the wind blow from the poles of the earth towards the warmer region up of about 60-degree latitudes. These winds also blow from north and south direction towards the warmer latitude regions. This is how wind is produced due to uneven heating between equator and poles. Due to the uneven heating between equator and poles, the winds start generating because the amount of heat which is received from the sun at equator is different, which is received at 30 degree and which is received at 60 degree and which is received at poles. So due to this uneven heating of the earth, the winds are generated. Next question is similar to the previous question. Why do the winds produced by the uneven heating of the earth between the equator and the poles not blow in exact north-south direction? So as we know that our earth is rotating, okay, and it is also revolving, and rotation of the earth is responsible why the wind produce not only move in the north-south direction, it also changes its direction. So let us read the answer once. The winds produced by the uneven heating of the earth between the equator and poles do not blow in the exact north-south direction, because a change in the direction of wind is caused by the rotation of the earth on its axis. So as we know, our earth is also doing a continuous work. It is rotating in an axis, and due to this rotation of the sun only, the wind does not produce in the exact north-south direction. Sometimes it produces from south-north direction also, and other direction also. So there is a no fixed direction. Next question is, explain how uneven heating of land and ocean water in summer generates wind. In summer, the land near the equator of the earth heats up faster than the water in oceans. So most of the time, the temperature of land is higher than that of water in oceans. The air over the land gets heated and rises, creating a low pressure area. The cooler air from over the oceans, being at higher pressure, rushes towards the land. This causes the wind to blow from the ocean towards the land. These winds blowing from the ocean towards the land in summer are called monsoon winds. So this we have already discussed in sea breeze and land breeze also, that the warm air from the land rises up, because warm air are very light, so they rises up, and the cool air from the ocean moves towards the land. Okay, so this is how the winds are generated, because when the warm air is rising up, it is creating a low pressure area, and the cool air is having a high pressure area. And we all always know that air moves from a region of high pressure to the region of low pressure, and because of this the air starts moving, and as we know that the moving air is called wind. So wind is generated by the uneven heating of land and ocean. Next question, explain why if we hold a thin strip of paper just below your lips and blow air over its surface from our mouth, the strip of paper lifts up. So this is very interesting activity, you all can do at your home also. The strip of paper lifts up because when we blow air over the surface of paper strip, the air pressure below the paper strip being higher pushes the paper strip upwards and lifts it up. Okay, because when we are blowing air just above the paper, we are creating a wind. It's high speed wind, and we know the high speed wind is accompanied by low pressure. So now the pressure on the above of the paper is very less, but from the below the atmospheric pressure is very high. Okay, so due to the atmospheric pressure, the pressure being higher, the paper starts lifting upwards. Okay, it pushes upwards. The atmospheric pressure being a higher atmospheric pressure, the air pressure below the paper strip being higher pushes the paper strip upwards and lift it up. So you all can do this experiment. This is very interesting experiment and very easy also. What you have to do, take a strip of paper and start blowing air over the surface of the paper strip. Okay, then when you will blow air over the surface of paper strip, means you are creating a low pressure area, because high speed wind is having low pressure area. This we have already discussed. Okay, so when we are blowing air, so it is creating a low pressure area. But from the downside of the paper, okay, but from below the paper, the atmospheric pressure is same, because we are not doing anything there. So the atmospheric pressure, due to the atmospheric pressure which is different above the paper and below the paper start rising upwards. Okay, because the atmospheric pressure from the downside is more, so the paper start lifting upwards. Next question is the conclusion of the previous answer. What conclusion do you get from the observation that if you hold a thin paper just below your lip and blow air over its surface from your mouth, the strip of paper lifts up? So this activity shows up that the fast moving air is accompanied by low air pressure or reduced air pressure. The next question is explain why when we blow air in the space between two inflated balloons carrying a little water each and hanging about 10 centimeter apart on a stick, the two balloons come closer. So this is because of the atmospheric pressure. So let us discuss. When we blow air between the balloon, then the fast moving air creates a region of low air pressure in the space between the two balloons. So as we know, a fast moving air creates low pressure region. So same thing happens in the balloons also. When we are blowing air between the balloons, the fast moving air which we are blowing creates a region of low air pressure in the space between the two balloons. And now the air pressure on the outside of the balloon being higher pushes the two balloons towards each other and makes them come closer, because the atmospheric pressure from the outside of the balloon are higher, because that is the equal to atmospheric pressure. So due to the difference in that pressure, because in the middle of the balloon the pressure is very low and from the outside the pressure is very high. So what happened, the balloons, due to the high air pressure, it gets pushes inwards. Okay, and it looks like that the two balloons are moving closer. Next question. A small paper ball is kept in the neck of a glass bottle held horizontally. Explain why it is difficult to force the paper ball into the bottle. Same. Again, the explanation is atmospheric pressure. Okay, so let us discuss. This is because when we blow air into the mouth of the bottle, then the air in the neck of the bottle has high speed. This fast moving air reduces the air pressure in the neck of bottle. The air pressure inside the bottle being higher constantly pushes the paper ball out and does not allow it to go inside the bottle. Because when we are blowing air, we are creating a low pressure area. We are creating a low pressure area on the neck of the bottle. But the air pressure which is inside the bottle is very much high, because that is equal to atmospheric pressure. And the high air pressure which is inside the bottle is pushing the paper. Okay, the paper ball. Whereas we are creating a very low pressure area. So the paper is not going inside, it is moving outwards. Okay, so the paper ball out and does not allow it to go inside the bottle. Next question is, what will happen if high speed winds blow over a house having weak tin roof? Give reason for your answer. So when high speed winds blow over the roof of houses, it will reduce the air pressure above the roof. If the roof of the house are weak, then higher air pressure from below will lift up the roof, which can then be blown away by the fast wind. So due to the difference in the air pressure above the roof and below the roof can be blown away by the fast winds. Next question is, which of the statement given below is correct? So the first statement, in winter the wind blow from the land to the oceans. So the answer is correct. Means this statement is correct. Yes, in winter the wind blows from the land to the oceans. Now second statement is, in summer the wind blows from the lands toward the ocean. So this statement is not correct, because in summer, or you can say during summer, the wind blows from ocean towards the land, because the land is the hottest one in summer. So you can say the statement A is correct and statement B is wrong. Next question is, what are monsoon winds? Why are monsoon winds very important for our country? So the wind blowing from the ocean to the land in summer is called monsoon wind. So as we know, during summer the land is hot. So the hot air from the land rises up, and cold air, the cooler air from the ocean moves towards the land. So this type of wind movement, that is the wind blowing from the oceans to the land in summer, is called monsoon winds. And these monsoon winds are very important for our country. Why they are important? Because this wind carry a lot of water from the ocean and bring large amount of rains on land. And our farmers are totally dependent on this rain. For agriculture, for irrigation, they need this rain. So these monsoon winds are very important for our country. Okay students, so with these questions we have completed short answer type questions of chapter winds, storms and cyclone. Thank you all for joining the class.